We're starting with the endocrine system, in which we are going to discuss thyroid gland. Thyroid gland weighs about 15 to 25 grams. This is the gross appearance of the gland, which comprises of two lobes, right and left, and central isthmus, with certain nodularity to its external surface. Thyroid gland is one of the largest endocrine glands in the body, and it consists of two lobes, as we had just seen, right lobe and left lobe, and is found in the anterior neck below the laryngeal prominence, Adam's apple, and anterior to trachea. This is the microscopic picture of a thyroid parenchyma, which shows these back-to-back follicles filled with pink colloid material and lined by follicular cells. These follicular cells now secrete thyroid hormone T3 and T4 in response to thyroid stimulating hormone, which is released from the anterior pituitary in response to thyroid releasing hormones from hypothalamus. In between these follicles, there are clear cells called parafollicular cells which secrete calcitonin. Now, how the thyroid gland works. Hypothalamus releases thyroid releasing hormone which acts on the cells of the anterior pituitary to release thyroid stimulating hormone, which acts on the follicular cells and increase production of thyroglobulin, which causes proliferation of epithelial cells and release thyroid hormones T4, systemic thyroxine, and T3, triiodothyronine, into the bloodstream. These hormones, they enter into the blood circulation, and they bound with the thyroid binding globulin protein and then acts on the target cells. The free T4 is further converted into T3 in the periphery, and they act on the thyroid nuclear receptors, and they manifest their functions like increase metabolic rate of the body, and they control the sympathetic activity and further functions through their target cells. Now, if when there is increased amount of hormones in the blood circulation, they give negative feedback to the hypothalamus to decrease the secretion of thyroid releasing hormone. Thyroid hormones like T3 and T4, which are secreted from the thyroid follicular cells, and their function is to increase the metabolism or metabolic rate of the body. So when they are how they are stimulated, when there is decreased metabolism, they causes feedback signals, and it causes release of these thyroid hormones from the thyroid follicular cells. Calcitonin is secreted from the parafollicular cells, which are in between these follicles, and their function is to lower the blood calcium concentration. They decrease the reabsorption of calcium and phosphorus from bones to the blood, so calcitonin tones down serum calcium levels. And the stimulus for the release of calcitonin is increased blood calcium. Now, hypothyroidism, increased secretion of thyroid hormones, also called thyrotoxicosis, could be due to diffuse enlargement of the gland in Graves' or autoimmune disease. It could be due to a nodule in thyroid that would start producing excess amount of thyroid hormones. It could be due to an adenoma or carcinoma, or neonatal hypothyroidism in babies of mothers who have Gates disease or autoimmune disease. So the autoantibodies against the thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins, they cross the placental barrier, and they results in hypersecretion of thyroid hormones in the babies and presents with neonatal hyperthyroidism. Now, it could be secondary to TSH pituitary adenoma of an anterior pituitary gland, and That is secondary hypothyroidism, or it could be tertiary if it's really due to an hypothalamic tumor releasing excess amount of thyroid releasing hormone. Hypothyroidism, like the patient presents with an hypermetabolic rate condition due to excess amount of circulating hormones in the blood, and the exaggerated symptomatic symptoms, nervous system reflexes like tachycardia, palpitations, increased there is circulating T3 and T4 in the blood, and as a result, the patient presents with an enlarged gland or a goiter and exophthalmos due to increased sympathetic activity of the levator palpebrae muscles of the eye, and the patient presents with tremors and GI hypermotility, or a life-threatening condition like thyroid storm, in which will be discussed in detail in further slides. Hyperthyroidism is hyperactivity of the thyroid gland with sustained increase in synthesis and release of thyroid hormones. Hyperthyroidism is a set of disorders that involve excess synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones T3 and T4 by the thyroid gland, which leads to the hypermetabolic condition called thyroid toxicosis. Thyrotoxicosis is a term. It refers to physiological effects or clinical syndrome of hypermetabolism that results from excess circulating levels of T3 and T4. Thyrotoxic crisis or thyroid storm is a rare but is a severe complication of hyperthyroidism, which may occur when a thyrotoxic patient becomes very sick or physically stressed. Symptoms include an increase in body temperature to over 40 degrees centigrade, tachycardia, arrhythmias, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, and then it can lead to coma and death. So the hypermetabolic rate is over exaggerated in these patients, and the increase intolerance to heat leads to increased fever and palpitations, leads to tachycardia and arrhythmias in these patients. So there is an exaggerated response to increased levels of the thyroid hormone. It occurs in women more than men, with highest frequency in persons 20 to 40 years old. Now, the conditions which leads to hyperthyroidism, like we had discussed, it could be a thyroid nodule, a solitary nodule with that start producing increased thyroid hormones. It could be inflammation of thyroid parenchyma due to certain infections, and that leads to thyroiditis that leads to increased production of the hormones. It could be due to an autoimmune disease like Graves' disease, in which there are circulating autoantibodies against the TSH receptors, and those autoantibodies leads to increased production of thyroid hormones due to continuous stimulus effect on the receptors to lead, which results in increased production of these hormones. It could be due to certain medications that leads to increased levels of the T3 and T4 in the blood. Other risk factors include female gender, as we discussed, more common in female. It could be a familial history of a patient or age of a patient, like middle age. And smoking was also a risk factor. It could be due to trauma. It's very rare. And if the patient is in continuous or sudden stressful conditions, that can also lead to hyperthyroidism, but it's rare. Like Graves' disease. Graves' disease is the most common cause. 50 to 60% presents of the hyperthyroidism cases presents with Graves' disease, and it's an autoimmune disorder in which antibodies are produced by immune system stimulate thyroid to produce too much of the thyroid hormone. These autoantibodies now they act on the follicular cells and they keep on producing excessive amount of the thyroid hormones. Thyroiditis, 15 to 20% patients presents with thyroiditis, which is inflammation of thyroid parenchyma, which results in destructive release of preformed thyroid hormones from the follicular cells. Or a toxic multinodular goiter, in which there are also called Palmer's disease. 50 to 20% of the cases of hypothyroidism are due to MNG, and it's most commonly occur in old elderly women, and especially with long-standing goiter, which leads to decrease or increased levels of the hormones, and they leads to formation of goiters or multiple nodules in the glandular parenchyma. Clinical manifestations of hyperthyroidism is an patient present goes into an hypermetabolic state, in which the patient present with there will be high metabolic rate, so there is patient intolerance to heat, and there is exaggerated sympathetic nervous system response, with the patient presents with bulging eyes and a wide gaze due to sympathetic overstimulation of levator palpebrae superioris, and the patients with Graves' disease also have deposition of thermopathy. There will be cardiac symptoms, like there is patient presents with tachycardia, increased systolic blood pressure, and also with cardiomegaly, and can congestive heart failure if it's keep on long-standing cases. And their patient presents with weight loss in spite of increased appetite due to increased metabolic rate. They presents with that they complain of their continuous weight loss, their muscle wasting, and other symptoms like tremors due to increased overstimulation of the sympathetic nervous system, and menstrual changes like amenorrhea, increased diarrhea, or a finger clubbing. So mainly the patient presents with could be presents with the cardiac manifestations, or like and overstimulation of the sympathetic nervous system, and then due to a hypermetabolic state of a body due to increased metabolic response, the patient presents with those symptoms of intolerance to heat and in weight loss. The diagnostic test which can be done is an like history and physical examination of the patient, ophthalmologic examination, and for tachycardia ECG. Um, Laboratory test includes measurements of the thyroid hormones in the blood like T3, T4, and TSH. Our thyroid releasing hormone stimulation test, if it's due to an adenoma or a which from which increased response due to or hypothalamic any adenoma or tumor. Radioactive iodine uptake test uses a radioactive tracer and a special probe, and measure how much tracer the thyroid gland absorbs from the blood. Now this shows the normal thyroid gland, in which there is an equal homogeneous uptake in both of the glands. And what happens in Graves' disease? There is increased radioactive iodine uptake due to increased thyroid parenchyma. There is more uptake of the radioactive iodine. And what happens in toxic multinodular goiter? There will be increased uptake in certain thyroid nodules, and there will be reduced uptake in certain nodules. This leads to multinodular representation, or a toxic adenoma. It presents with or also called hot nodule, increased uptake of radioactive iodine in the thyroid in the in the toxic adenoma, or a solitary nodule. The overall goal is the treatment of hypothyroidism is to block the adverse effects of thyroid hormones and stop their oversecretion. Could be done through certain drugs, and like beta blockers can be given, to control tachycardias or cardiac symptoms. Antithyroid drugs like propylthiouracil that inhibits the synthesis of thyroid hormones or block conversion of T4 to T3 in the periphery. Radioactive iodine therapy concentrates in the thyroid gland and destroys the thyroid tissue, and it has a higher cure rate with single dose treatment. So, treatment of choices for Graves' disease or multinodular toxic nodule in patient older than 40 years could be radioactive iodine therapy and then followed by a thyroxine in recurrent thyrotoxicosis is also the treatment of choice. Thyroidectomy, total or near thyroidectomy for patients with coexisting thyroid cancer, severe ophthalmopathy, and life-threatening reactions to antithyroid drugs, or a subtotal thyroidectomy is recommended for the rest of the patients.